Good morning, students. So today I am doing class for class 10. So today is the new topic, that is we will start the chapter on variation. Okay. The यो variation start गर्न अगाडि म तिमीहरुलाई एक दुईवटा variables र constant को बारेमा भन्न चाहन्छु. The variables भनेको चाहिँ के हो? What do you mean by variables? What do you mean by variables? The कुनै पनि variable ले आफ्नो value change गर्यो. Suppose x. So x is a variable. X ले आफ्नो value change गर्छ. So x is taken as a variable. जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो value change गर्छ त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? Variables भनेर भन्छौं. Variable भनेको changing the values, right? So suppose x is equal to 3, x can take x is equal to 4, it may take 5, it may take 10, it may take 100 and so on. So here the values of x are changing. So x is a variable. We can take y also. So y is equal, you can take 2, 5, 8, 9, 11, 100, 1000, etc. Here also the value of y is changing. Here also the value of y is changing. So we take y as a variable. Suppose if you have a is equal to only 3. Suppose a is equal to 3. Suppose a can take only the value 3. So a is a constant, because in this case the value of a will not change. So usually we take x and y as the variables. That is, यो जुन चाहिँ अल्फाबेट को x र y छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी प्राय जस्तो के लिन्छौं? Variables भनेर भन्छौं. X and y are the two variables. जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो भ्यालु चेन्ज गर्छ त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? Variables भनेर भन्छौं. तर जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो भ्यालु नै चेन्ज गर्दैन त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? Constant भनेर भन्छौं. जस्तै x र y बाहेक अरु कुनै पनि अल्फाबेट्सहरु छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी के को रूपमा लिन्छौं? Constant को रूपमा लिन्छौं. जस्तै अब म भेरिएसन गर्न अगाडि म एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिदै छु. यो भेरिएबल्स को बारेमा suppose this is a table, right? So यो टेबलमा म x र y को भ्यालु लेख्दै छु है त. In this table I am writing the values of x and y, right? Suppose this is 2 and this is 1, right? Suppose this is 6 and this is 3. Suppose this is 18 and this is 9, right? Suppose this is 100 and this is 50, right? Suppose this is 1000 and this is your 500, right? So here x is a variable because x can take any values. Suppose the values of x are 2, 6, 18, 100, 1000. And if x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 1. And y can take the values here 1, 3, 9, 50, 500, etc. Here also the value of y will change. If x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 1. If x is equal to 6, then y is equal to 3. Is that clear? If x is equal to 18, then y is equal to 9. If x is equal to 100, then y is equal to 50. If x is equal to 1000, then y is equal to 500. If the value of x increases out here, the value of y will also increase. ठीक छ? यहाँ x को भ्यालु बढ्दै जाँदैछ. 2, 6, 18, 100, 1000 बढ्दै गयो. y को भ्यालु त्यसरी नै के हुँदै जाँदैछ? बढ्दै जाँदैछ. हैन? y को भ्यालु कति भयो? 1 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि फेरि 3 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि फेरि 9 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि फेरि 50 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि फेरि 500 भइगयो. x को भ्यालु बढ्दै गएपछि यहाँ y को भ्यालु पनि के हुँदैछ? बढ्दै जाँदैछ. त यहाँ के हुँदैछ भन्दाखेरि एक्चुअली x upon y is equal to, what is it? X upon y. Let us get the value of the ratio x upon y. X is to y. So x upon y is equal, this is 2 upon 1 is equal to 6 upon 3 is equal to 18 upon 9 is equal to 100 divided by 50 is equal to 1000 divided by 500. Okay, so now what do we see out here? This is 2 upon 1 means 2, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, 50 ones are 50, 50 twos are 100, 500 ones are 100, 500 ones are 500, 500 twos are 1000. That is x upon y is equal to के आयो सबैमा 2 2 2 2 2 आयो. That is your constant. सबैमा यो के आयो 2 2 2 2 2 आउँदैछ. भनेपछि यो 2 के भयो कन्स्ट्यान्ट भयो हैन सबैमा. यो 2 upon 1 पनि 2 नै हो. एक्चुअली 6 upon 3 पनि के हो 2 नै हो. 18 upon 9 पनि कति हो 2 नै हो. 100 upon 50 पनि we are getting 2. 1000 divided by 500 also we are getting 2. That means x and y is a constant out here. That is, instead of 2 we can write down k. So x upon y is equal to k constant. Is that clear? So therefore x is equal to k into y. So x and y are the two variables. अघि नै मैले भने यहाँ x को भ्यालु चेन्ज हुँदैछ. पहिला 2 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि चेन्ज भयो, फेरि 6 भयो, त्यहाँदेखि फेरि चेन्ज भयो, 18 भयो, फेरि चेन्ज भयो, 100 भयो, फेरि चेन्ज भयो, 1000 भयो. यहाँ पनि y को भ्यालु चेन्ज हुँदैछ. त्यसरी नै जब x = 2 हुन्छ y = 1, जब x = 6 हुन्छ y = 3, जब x = 18 हुन्छ y = 9, जब x = 100 हुन्छ y = 50, जब x = 1000 हुन्छ y = कति छ 500. x इन्क्रिज हुँदै गएपछि y पनि के हुन्छ इन्क्रिज हुँदै गयो हैन. यसलाई हामीले उल्टा पारेर लेख्न सक्छौं. उल्टा पारेर कसरी भन्दा फेरि अच्छा I think you have understood it. That is x by y is equal to 2. That is x upon y is equal to k. That is x is equal to k into y. यो k लाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं constant of variation भनेर भन्छौं. You can do cross multiplication here, isn't it? So where k is a constant of variation, where k is a constant of variation. ठीक छ, यहाँसम्म बुझ्यो होला. अब फेरि म अर्को एक्जाम्पल दिदैछु. जस्तै अब म यसलाई नै ठीक उल्टा पारेर लेख्दैछु ल. Suppose you draw a table, right? So these are the two variables x and y. जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो भ्यालु चेन्ज गर्छ त्यसलाई के भनिन्छ variables भनेर हामी भन्छौं. ठीक छ. Suppose x is 1000. Suppose this is 500, right? Suppose this is 100, this is 50. Suppose this is 98, this is your 49, right? Suppose this is 80 and this is your 40, right? And suppose this is 40, this is your 20. Suppose this is 3 and this is 1.5, right? So अब चाहिँ के हुँदैछ यहाँ? So look at the blackboard. So now in this case the values of x are changing out here. The values of y are also changing. Okay, so when x is equal to 1000, y is equal to 500. When x is equal to 100, y is equal to 50. When x is equal to 98, y is equal to 49. When x is equal to 80, y is equal to 40. When x is equal to 40, y is equal to 20. When x is equal to 3, y is equal to 1.5. Now in this case, the values of x are decreasing and similarly the value of y are also decreasing. यहाँ x घट्यो भने y पनि के हुँदैछ घट्दै 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 जाँदैछ. यसमा पनि x र y को रेशियो के भयो त x upon y is equal to 1000 by 500, 100 by 50 is equal to 98 by 49 is equal to 80 by 40 is equal to 40 by 20, like that. Okay, is equal to 3 upon 1.5. 3 upon 1.5. Okay, so here also 500 le 1000 la kati times 2 times, 50 le 100 la kati times 2 times, 49 le 98 la 2 times, 40 le 80 la 2 times, 20 ले 40 लाई 2 टाइम्स. यो चाहिँ कसरी गरिन्छ 1.5 ले 3 लाई कसरी डिवाइड गर्छु. How can you divide 3 by 1.5? So in the denominator decimal is given, so 1.5, but in the numerator in number 3 no decimal point is there. But where is the decimal point here? Decimal point is after 3. So after 3 you write decimal point and then you write down 0. Okay? So after decimal point, one figure is there is 5 is there. So after decimal point you put 0 out there. Okay? So now this point gets cancels. यो तलपट्टि point को पछि एउटा फिगर छ भने माथि पनि point को पछि एउटा फिगर थप्नु. एउटा फिगर भनेको 0 थप्ने. अब 30/15 भइगयो. त 15 ले 30 लाई कति टाइम्स गयो? 2 टाइम्स. That means x र y को रेशियो सबै 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 सेम भएको हैन. सेम भयो भने त्यसलाई के भन्छ? कन्स्टेन्ट. यहाँ त रेशियो त चेन्ज भएन नि त, हैन? That is x upon y is equal to 2 here. All these fractions are 2 out here. That means 2 is a constant here. Okay? So x upon y is equal to k. That is x is equal to k into y. If you cross multiply it, you will get x is equal to k into y. Okay? So if x decreases here, y also decreases. If x decreases, y also decreases in this case. So let us take another example now. So let us take this example now. So this is xy, right? Now, so this is 3, this is 9, this is 6, 18, this is 24, 72, right? And this is your 30, this is your 90, this is your 40, this is 120, okay? Then next is 50, this is your 150, right? Now in this case also, the values of x are increasing and the value of y is also, and the values of y are also increasing, okay? So when x is equal to 3, y is equal to 9, जब x is equal to 6 छ, y is equal to कति छ? 18 आउँदैछ. x is equal to 24 छ भने y is equal to कति छ? 72. x is equal to 30 छ भने y is equal to कति भयो? 90. x is equal to 40 छ भने y is equal to कति भयो? 120. x is equal to 50 छ भने y is equal to कति भयो? 150, like that. Is that clear? So now in this case, let us get the ratio x upon y. So which is equal to, this is 3 upon 9, 3 upon 9 is equal to, this is 6 upon 18 is equal to 24 by 72 is equal to 30 by 90 is equal to 40 by 120 is equal to 50 by 150, right? So 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are 18, 24 ones are 24, 24 threes are 72, isn't it? This is 30 ones are 30, 33s are 90, 40 ones are 40, 43s are 120, 0 0 gets cancelled. This is 1/3. That means all the values of x upon y are constant here, which is 1 upon 3. So 1 upon 3 is also a constant, isn't it? That is, in all these cases we got the same value, that is, which is equal to 1 upon 3. And this x upon y is equal to what? K. If x increases here, y also increases. If x decreases here, we can write it from the beginning. This is 50 by 150 for the first one, then second one 40 by 120. In that case, the value of x will decrease, and the value of x will decrease, also the value of y will decrease. Okay, so in this case, if x increases, you can cross multiply it, that is x is equal to k into y. So now in this case, if x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. Is that clear? If x increases, then y also increases. If x decreases, then y also decreases. So this type of variation, यसलाई चाहिँ एउटा भेरिएसन भयो, किनभने चेन्ज भयो नि त, x को भ्यालु पनि चेन्ज भयो, y को भ्यालु पनि चेन्ज भयो. कस्तो पाराले चेन्ज भयो? x is increasing, y is also decreasing. Or if x decreases, y also decreases. यहाँ के भयो? चेन्ज हुँदैछ. And this type of variation is known as direct variation. यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन भनेर भन्छौं. ठीक छ? त अब हामी यसलाई म्याथमेटिकली कसरी लेख्छौं त? त यहाँ जुन चाहिँ मैले तिमीलाई एउटा एक्जाम्पल देखाए, त्यो एक्जाम्पलमा चाहिँ के भयो? if x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. Okay? त यस्तो खाले भेरिएसनलाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन भनेर भन्छौं. सो डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन, राइट? यस्तो खाले भेरिएसनलाई के भन्छौं अरे हामी? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन. त डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन हामी कसरी लेख्छौं? x is proportional to y. यसलाई हामी कसरी पढ्छौं? पढ्दा फेरि x is directly पढ्दा कसरी पढ्छौं रे? x is directly proportional to y. x is directly proportional to y. Or you may read it as x varies directly as y. X varies directly as y, right? So x is proportional to y भनेको हामी के बुझ्छौं अरे? यदि x increase भयो भने y पनि के हुन्छ? increase हुन्छ. If x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. And यो चाहिँ एउटा के भयो? एउटा टाइप अफ अ भेरिएसन. त्यो टाइप अफ द भेरिएसन हामी के भन्छौं? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन भनेर भन्छौं. त यसलाई पढ्दा हामी कसरी पढ्छौं भने x is proportional to y or x varies directly as y. यसलाई भन्छ proportional to sign पनि भनिन्छ. proportional to x is proportional to y or x is directly proportional to y or x varies directly as y. त तिमीले यस्तो खाले साइन देख्यौ भने हामी के भन्छौं अरे यसलाई? x is directly proportional to y or x varies directly as y. Okay? So in this case, if x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. Right? त जहिले पनि यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले इज इक्वल टु मा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ. त हामीले प्रब्लम गर्दा फेरि यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले केमा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ अरे? इक्वालिटीमा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ. ठीक छ? त इफ यु वान्ट टु कन्भर्ट दिस प्रोपोर्सनल साइन इन्टु इक्वालिटी, देन हाउ विल यु कन्भर्ट इट? और x इज इक्वल टु, यहाँ इज इक्वल टु लेखिसकेको छ नि त. यहाँ हामीले के गर्यौं? y लाई कुनै एउटा कन्स्ट्यान्टले मल्टिप्लाई गर्ने. अघि नै हामीले बुझ्यौं जुन चाहिँ मैले एक्जाम्पल दिएको थिए त्यसमा x upon y is equal to 1/3 थियो सबैमा, हैन? एक्जाम्पल you can see that video. So x upon y is equal to 1/3. सबैमा 1/3 आयो. भरे सबैमा कन्स्ट्यान्ट आयो नि त. So x upon y is equal to k भइगयो. So x is equal to k into y. त यदि यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई इज इक्वल टु मा चेन्ज गर्नु हो भने यो जुन चाहिँ राइट ह्यान्ड साइड y छ त्यसलाई हामी कुनै एउटा कन्स्ट्यान्टले मल्टिप्लाई गर्छौं. That is k into y. यो k लाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं? त यहाँ लेख्नु पनि पर्छ तिमीले, where k is a constant of variation. Where k is a constant of variation. Or you may write only where k is a constant. मात्रै लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ कि त where k is a constant of variation लेख्दा पनि भयो. So I think you have understood it. Okay? So अब म अर्को भेरिएसन पढि जान्छु. ठीक छ? There are two type of variation. एउटा हो डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन. अब म पहिला एक्जाम्पल दिन्छु. त यो डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन I think you have understood it. हैन? सबैले बुझ्यो यो डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन के हो. त x is proportional to y. x increase भयो भने x बढ्यो भने y पनि बढ्छ, x घट्यो भने y पनि घट्छ. त यसलाई लेख्दा भरि हामी x is proportional to y. पढ्दा x varies directly as y or x is directly proportional to y. अनि यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई इज इक्वल टुमा चेन्ज गर्ने मेथड के हो? यो राइट ह्यान्ड साइडमा जुन चाहिँ टर्म छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी कुनै एउटा कन्स्ट्यान्टले मल्टिप्लाई गर्छौं. दैट इज k, where k is a constant of variation. त यो चाहिँ भयो one type of variation that is known as direct variation. ठीक छ? ल अब म सेकेन्ड टाइपको भेरिएसन बुझाउँदै छु. त्यसको लागि फेरि म एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिन चाहन्छु. Suppose this is x, this is y, right? Suppose this is 1, suppose this is 50, right? Suppose this is 2 and this is your 25. Suppose this is your 4. For 12.5, right? Suppose we have here, suppose this is 5 and this is your 10. It's a name. 650. Five, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 and this is your 6.25, right? And suppose this is your 10 and suppose this is 5. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so this is only an example. म अब सेकेन्ड टाइपको भेरिएसन के हो त्यो म बुझाउँदैछु, ठिक छ? त यो राम्रोसँग हेर्नु फेरि अब यहाँ के हुँदैछ भन्दाखेरि x is equal to 1 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to 50, x is equal to 2 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to 25, x is equal to 4 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to 12.5, x is equal to 5 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to कति छ 10, x is equal to 8 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to कति छ 6.25, x is equal to 10 हुँदाखेरि y is equal to कति भयो 5 भयो. अच्छा यहाँ के चाहिँ हुँदैछ, कसरी x र y चेन्ज हुँदैछ त्यो हेर्नु. यहाँ जुन चाहिँ भेरिएबल छ x can take the values here 1 2 4 5 8 10. So x is a variable. Y can take the values here 50, 25, 12.5, 10, 6.25, 5, etc. Okay. So y is also a variable. So यो चाहिँ कसो पाराले चेन्ज हुँदैछ, x increase हुँदैछ हेर यहाँ. X is increasing out here, isn't it? X is equal to 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10. X बढ्दै 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 जाँदैछ. तर y चाहिँ के हुँदैछ त? y के हुँदैछ यहाँ 50 भयो पहिला, त्यहाँदेखि 25 घट्दै गयो, त्यहाँदेखि 12.5 घट्यो, 10 घट्यो, 6.25 घट्यो, 5 पनि घट्यो. यहाँ चाहिँ के हुँदैछ, x is increasing but y is decreasing. Sometimes it may be such that यसलाई हामीले उल्टा पारेर लेख्दै अरे सपोज हेर, अब उल्टा पारेर लेख्यो भने के हुन्छ, यसलाई नै हामीले यसो लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ रिभर्स वेमा हैन. त रिभर्स वेमा लेख्दा चाहिँ के भयो, this is 10, this is 5, 8, 6.25, right? Then 5, 10, 5, 10, 4, 12.5, then 2, 25, then comes 1 र 50. ठिक छ? अब यो टेबलमा चाहिँ के हुँदैछ, x को भ्यालु डिक्रिज हुँदै जाँदैछ, तर y को भ्यालु के हुँदैछ, इन्क्रिज हुँदै जाँदैछ. So when x is equal to 10, y is equal to 5. When x is equal to 8, y is equal to 6.25. When x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10. X is equal to 4, y is equal to 12.5. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 25. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 50. So here the values of x are decreasing. Here the values of x are decreasing, but the value of y are increasing in this case. ठीक उल्टा भयो नि त यहाँ. यहाँ फर्स्टमा के भयो, x को भ्यालु इन्क्रिज हुँदै जाँदैछ, बढ्दै जाँदैछ, y को भ्यालु के हुँदैछ, घट्दै जाँदैछ. तर यहाँ चाहिँ x को भ्यालु घट्दै जाँदैछ, तर y को भ्यालु के हुँदैछ, बढ्दै जाँदैछ. यस्तो पनि हुन सक्छ हैन. त यहाँ चाहिँ के भयो भन्दा फेरि अब हेरौँ है, यो कस्तो खाले चाहिँ भेरिएसन हो त, कस्तो खाले चेन्ज हुँदैछ यसमा, त्यो चेक गर्नु पर्यो अब हामीले. सो x y इज इक्वल टु x इन्टु y चाहिँ के हुँदैछ यहाँ, पहिला 1 इन्टु 50, x इक्वल 1, y इज इक्वल 50, 1 इन्टु 50 इज इक्वल कति भयो 50. सिमिलरली अर्को केसमा हेरौँ, सेकेन्ड केसमा के छ, x इज इक्वल टु y इज इक्वल 25, दिस इज अल्सो 50. सेम आउँदै जाँदैछ है. फेरि यहाँ के हुँदैछ, xy इज इक्वल टु 4 इन्टु 12.5, यो के भयो 0.0 here. So which is, this is also 50. Therefore xy is equal to अब कति भयो 5 10 जा this is also 50 right so again xy is equal to 8 हुँदा 6.25 यो पनि कति भयो 50.00 right so which is equal to this is also 50 xy is equal to 50 then last one is xy is equal to 10 into 5 which is equal to 50 is that clear सबैले बुझ्दै होला यो जस्ट मैले एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिएको मात्रै त यो भेरिएसनलाई के भन्छ त्यो बुझाउने चेष्टा गरेको ठीक छ अब यहाँ चाहिँ के भयो भन्दाखेरि xy is equal to 50 xy is also this one is also 50 that is constant यो 50 50 50 सबैमा constant आयो हैन त यसलाई हामी के लेख्छौं xy is equal to k लेख्छौं त कुनै एउटा भेरिएबललाई उतापट्टि लानु or x is equal to k into कति भयो 1 upon y त यसले चाहिँ के बुझाउँछ x is equal to k into 1 upon y ले चाहिँ के बुझाउँछ भन्दाखेरि x increase भने y के हुन्छ डिक्रिज यहाँ अघि नै मैले एक्जाम्पल दिए x increase भयो भने y के हुँदैछ डिक्रिज हुँदैछ when x increases y decreases in this case or it may be such that if x decreases y increases okay त यदि तिमीले x is equal to k into 1 upon y छ भने यसलाई चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि x is equal to k into 1 upon y भने चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि तिमीले बुझ्नु पर्छ if x increases y decreases if x decreases y increases this type of variation is known as inverse variation यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं inverse variation भनेर भन्छौं ठीक छ त सेकेन्ड टाइपको भेरिएसनलाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं इन्भर्स भेरिएसन भनेर भन्छौं inverse variation ठीक छ त इन्भर्स भेरिएसन मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि x is equal to k into 1 upon y where k is a constant किनभने यहाँ xy is equal to 50 xy is equal to 50 सबैमा 50 50 50 that is constant आउँदैछ त्यसैकारण हामीले यहाँ लेख्छौं xy is equal to k यसलाई नै सिम्प्लिफाई गर्दा y लाई उता लाँदा के भयो x is equal to k into 1 upon y right so therefore x is proportional to 1 upon y अब हामी भेरिएसन दुईटा भेरिएबल x र y को भेरिएबलमा हामीले रिलेसन कसरी लेख्छौं so x and y are the two variables out here x and y are the two variables and they are connected by a relation x is proportional to 1 upon y भनेको के हो भन्दाखेरि अब यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइन यो x र y कसो पाराले चेन्ज हुन्छ त्यो बुझाउने चेष्टा गरेको यो x इन्क्रिज भने y के हुन्छ रे डिक्रिज x डिक्रिज भने y के हुन्छ इन्क्रिज भएर जान्छ x बढ्यो भने y घट्छ x घट्यो भने y के हुन्छ बढ्छ ठीक छ त यसलाई पढ्दा हामी कसरी पढ्छौं x is inversely यसलाई भन्छ इन्भर्स भेरिएसन INVERSE इन्भर्स भेरिएसन त x is proportional to 1 upon y तर त्यसरी हामी पढ्दैनौं यसलाई पढ्दा के भन्छौं x is inversely proportional to y or it may be read as x varies inversely as it may be read as x varies inversely as y okay the x proportional to 1 upon y छ भने यसलाई हामी कसरी पढ्छौं भने x is inversely proportional to y or it may be read as x varies inversely as y and in this case if x increases y decreases but if x decreases y will increase okay so in order to solve this equation always you have to convert this proportional sign into equality sign so what is the method here just now we did it that is xy was 50 50 50 50 in all the cases there were 50 isn't it that is your constant k किनभने सबैमा सेम आएको थियो त हामीले के लेख्यौं x is equal to k into 1 upon y लेख्यौं हैन त यहाँ पनि सिमिलरली therefore x अब यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले केमा चेन्ज गर्नु पर्यो इक्वालिटीमा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ is equal to k into 1 upon y. Is it clear to all of you? So here you have to write where k is a constant of variation. Where k is a constant of variation, or simply you can write where k is a constant. So I think you have understood it. Okay, so we have learnt today direct variation and inverse variation. So you know what is a direct variation and what is an inverse variation. So I think you have understood it. Okay, so our next अब हामी गर्छौं joint variation. What is meant by joint variation? So these are all about your direct variation and inverse variation. Now what is meant by joint variation? So what is meant by joint variation? Suppose if you write A proportional to BC. Suppose capital A, capital B and capital C are the three variables. Okay, त अब हामी अगाडि हामीले x र y मात्रै भेरिएबल लिएको थियौ त यसमा हामी तीनटा भेरिएबल लिँदै छौं तर क्यापिटल लेटरमा पनि लिँदा हुन्छ capital A, capital B and capital C are the three variables. Suppose the first variable A is in direct variation with the product of B and C, then A is said to be the joint variation of B and C. Then the first variable A is said to be in joint variation with the two variables B and C. Okay, so suppose A is proportional to BC. So how can you say this one? The first variable A is in direct variation with the product of the two variables B and C. Then this is known as what? Joint variation. Then A is said to be in joint variation with BC. Okay, the variable capital A is in direct variation with the product of two variables B and C. The variable capital A is in direct variation with the product of the two variables B and C. So your first variable A लाई के भन्छ? The first variable capital A is said to be in joint variation with B and C. Is that clear? The variable capital A is in direct variation with the product of two variables B and C. Then the first variable capital A is said to be in joint variation with B and C, or you can write it as if the variable capital A is in direct variation with the product of two variables B and C, then the first variable capital A is said to be in joint variation with B and C. So this is the meaning of joint variation. So you can copy it. Okay, so you can copy it. So I think you have copied it. तिमीले सारिसक्यौ होला. लो अब हामी गर्छौं theorem on joint variation. Only we'll write down the statement. Okay, no proof is required. So let us do theorem on joint variation. Only you have to write down the statement, okay? Theorem on joint variation. Theorem on joint variation, right? So we will write down only the statement now. So no proof is required for this one, okay? So statement, theorem on joint variation, statement. If the three variables x comma y comma z be such that if x is proportional to y when z is constant, and x is proportional to z when y is constant. If the three variables x, y and z be such that if x is proportional to y when z is constant and x is proportional to z when y is constant, comma, then x is proportional to yz jointly when both y and z vary. Okay, so this is the theorem on joint variation. So sometimes you may be asked to write down the theorem on joint variation, so you have to write down this statement. Okay, so you can copy it. So now we'll do the problems now. So now we'll do some problems from the book, that is Ganit Prakash for class 10. The book is from West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. So let us work out 13, page number 195. The question number 1 is, corresponding values of the two variables capital A and capital B are given here in the table. So in this case, the two variables are taken as capital A and capital B. So when A is equal to 25, B is equal to 10. When A is equal to 30, B is equal to 12. When A is equal to 45, B is equal to 18. When A is equal to 50, B is equal to 100. Okay, this is the given table. So if there is any relation of variation between A and B, let us determine it. Is there any relation between the two variables A and B here? If the relation is there, you have to determine it. Okay? And also you have to write down the value of the variation constant. You have to write down the value of the variation constant, right? So variation constant को value पनि तिमीले यसमा लेख्नु पर्नेछ. त यहाँ क्वेशनमा के दिएको छ, A र B चाहिँ दुईटा भेरिएबल छ. त यहाँ A र B को भ्यालु यो टेबलमा पनि दिएको छ. जब A is equal to 25 हुन्छ, B is equal to 10. जब A is equal to 30 हुन्छ, B is equal to 12. A is equal to 45 हुँदा B is equal to 18. अनि A is equal to 250 हुँदाखेरि B is equal to 100, right? So if there is any relation of variation between A and B, let us determine it. त यो A र B मा के रिलेसन छ भने सोध्दैछ. A र B मा कुनै सम्बन्ध छ यहाँ? So you have to determine it, okay? And you have to write down the value of the variation constant, okay? So now let us do it. So अब हामी यसलाई कसरी निकाल्छौं भन्दा फेरि जस्तै A को भ्यालु 25 हुँदा B is equal to 10 छ. So A upon B निकाल्नु पहिला. So A upon B is equal to 25 by 10. So comma. Let us write here comma. Not is equal to नहुनु पनि सक्छ हैन. So 25 by 10, 30 by 12, then 45 by 18, then 250 by what? 100. Okay. So are these fractions equal? Let us check it. This is 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, right? This is 6 5s are 30, 6 2s are 12, right? This is also 5 by 2. And this one is 9 5s are 45, 9 2s are 18. Here also 0 0 gets cancels. 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10. That means we are getting A by B. All are equal here, isn't it? So you can write here 5 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2. That means we get A by B is equal to 5 by 2. Is that clear to all of you? That is A is equal to 5 by 2 into B. That is, in this case, if A increases, B also increases, right? If A increases, B also increases. You can cross multiply by B out here. So what is this meaning? If A increases, B also increases. If A decreases, B also decreases, right? So A र B मा कस्तो खाले रिलेसन छ भन्दाखेरि A and B are in direct variation. A is in direct variation with B. That is, A is proportional to B. Therefore, you can write here A is proportional to B. So what type of relation is there between A and B? A is in direct variation with B. And mathematically we can write down this one. A is directly proportional to B. And what is the value of variation constant? The value of variation constant is 5 by 2. यहाँ के value कता है? 5 by 2. सबैमा त constant है 5 by 2, 5 by 2, 5 by 2, 5 by 2. That is K is equal to 5 by 2. Is that clear? So you can write down the answer as. So let us write down the answer. Now the answer you may write it as. So what type of relation is there in between A and B? A is proportional to B. Or you can write as, therefore A is in direct variation. A is in direct variation with B. So this is the answer. You may write A is proportional to B in notation also, A proportional to B, or you may write A is in direct variation with B. So what is the meaning of A is in direct variation with B? What is the meaning of A is in direct variation with B? If A increases, B also increases. If A decreases, B also decreases. Okay? So this is the relation between A and B. Now, what is the value of the constant? What is the value of the variation constant? Value of the variation constant. Value of the variation constant is equal to, what is it? It is 5 by 2. So these are the answers. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. So we'll do the next question now. Now we'll do the next question, that is question number 2. Corresponding values of two variables x and y are given out here in this table, right? So in this table, corresponding values of x and y are given here. So x is equal to 18, y is equal to 3. When x is equal to 18, y is equal to 3, x is equal to 8, y is equal to 27 by 4. When x is equal to 12, y is equal to 9 by 2, and x is equal to 6. When x is equal to 6, y is equal to 9. If there is any relation of variation, if there is any relation is any relation, if there is any relation of variation between x and y, between x and y. Let us write it by understanding. 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 Okay. So here the corresponding values of two variables x and y are given here in this table. That is, here the two variables are taken as x and y. So when x is equal to 18, y is equal to 3. When x is equal to 8, y is equal to 27 by 4. When x is equal to 12, y is equal to 9 by 2. When x is equal to 6, y is equal to 9. So if there is any relation of variation between these two variables x and y, so if there is relation between x and y, you have to write it. You have to write the relation between x and y by understanding. अब हामीले बुझेर x र y मा कस्तो खाले रिलेसन छ त्यो हामी लेख्न सक्छौं, त्यो हामी बुझेर लेख्न सक्छौं. ठीक छ? So let us do the solution now. So here the given table is this one, right? So what we will do here is, let us find out x into y is equal to. So what is the value for x here? 18. When x is equal to 18, y is equal to 3, comma. When x is equal to 8, what is the value for y? Y is equal to 27 by 4. Let us find out their product. Okay. So in this case, you cannot get the value for x upon y in this case, because x upon y will not be equal out here. Let us check x into y. Okay. So again, when x is equal to 12, y is equal to 9 by 2, right? And also when x is equal to 6, y is equal to 9. So let us check it now. So therefore xy is 18 3s are 54, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. This is also 54, right? 2 into 27 54. This is also 2 6 and 9 6s are 54. This is also 6 9s are 54. That means xy is equal to 54, 54, 54, 54 here. All are constant here. So you can write here xy is equal to some constant k. Or you can write x is equal to k into 1 upon y. X is equal to k into 1 upon y. Since we have got here 54, 54, 54, 54, which is constant, it is the same value, so it is a constant quantity. So we can write here k, that is product of the two variables x and y is equal to constant k. So x is equal to k into 1 upon y. So here k is a constant of variation. So what is the value for k out here? K is equal to 54. So what is the relation between x and y? That is, x varies inversely as y. So we can write here the answer as, so there is a relation between x and y which is given by x is proportional to 1 upon y. So that is, x is proportional to 1 upon y. That means when x increases, y decreases. When x decreases, y increases. So this type of variation is known as inverse variation. So what type of relation is there in between x and y? X is inversely proportional to y. So here you can write, therefore x is inversely proportional to y. X is inversely proportional to y. That means when x increases, y decreases. When x decreases, y increases. So this type of relation is there in between x and y. तो यसमा चाहिँ हामीले x र y मा कस्तो रिलेसन पायौं भन्दाखेरि x बढ्यो भने y घट्छ, x घट्यो भने y बढ्छ. ठीक छ? So what is the value of the constant of variation? It is 54. Value of constant of variation, value of constant of variation is equal to how much is it? It is 54. So what type of relation is there in between the two variables x and y? X varies inversely as y. or you may write x is inversely proportional to y. And what is the value for constant of variation? The value for constant of variation is k, which is equal to 54. So I think you have understood it, so you can copy it. So we'll do the next question now. Now we'll do the next question, that is question number 3, number 1. A taxi of Bipin uncle travels 14 km path in 25 minutes. त यहाँ के भनिँदैछ क्वेशनमा, बिपिन अङ्कलको ट्याक्सी गाडी रहेछ हैन। त बिपिन अङ्कलको ट्याक्सी गाडी चाहिँ 14 किलोमिटरसम्म जान्छ कति मिनट्समा? 25 मिनट्समा। ठीक छ, 25 मिनट्समा बिपिन अङ्कलको गाडीले कति डिस्टेन्स कभर अप गर्छ? 14 किलोमिटर। So let us calculate by applying theory of variation how much path he will go in 5 hours by driving taxi with the same speed. त यहाँ चाहिँ के निकाल्नु पर्छ भन्दाखेरि, यदि सेम स्पिडमा त्यो ट्याक्सी गयो भने 5 आवर्समा कति डिस्टेन्स कभर गरिसक्छ त हैन? त 5 आवर्समा कति डिस्टेन्स कभर गर्छ त्यो निकाल्नु पर्छ। त क्वेशनले भन्दैछ 25 मिनट्समा डिस्टेन्स कभर्ड इज 14 किलोमिटर। 25 मिनट्समा डिस्टेन्स कभर्ड कति छ? 14 किलोमिटर। अब 5 आवर्समा कति डिस्टेन्स जान्छ त? 5 आवर्स भनेको त 25 भन्दा ज्यादा भयो नि त हैन? त 5 आवर्समा नेचुरली के हुन्छ? अझै बेसी डिस्टेन्स जान्छ, अझै टाढो जान्छ। त कति डिस्टेन्स कभर गर्छ त्यो निकाल्नु पर्छ। त यहाँ हामी रफमा लेखौँ 25 मिनट्समा कति डिस्टेन्स कभर गर्छ? 14 किलोमिटर। त 5 आवर्समा कति डिस्टेन्स जान्छ त्यो निकाल्नु पर्यो, हो कि हैन? त 25 मिनट्समा 14 किलोमिटर जाँदैछ भने 5 आवर्समा नेचुरली बेसी जान्छ हैन? सेम स्पिडमा जाँदैछ नि त, त्यो गाडी चाहिँ सेम स्पिडमा कुद्दैछ। त यदि 25 मिनट्समा 14 किलोमिटर जाँदैछ भने 5 आवर्समा नेचुरली के हुन्छ? ज्यादा हुन्छ, हो कि हैन? त 5 आवर्स त 25 मिनट्स भन्दा ज्यादा भयो नि त। त ज्यादा भयो भने यो पनि के हुन्छ? ज्यादा नै हुन्छ। त यहाँ के हुन्छ? इन्क्रिज हुँदै जाँदैछ। 25 मिनट्सबाट 5 आवर्स ज्यादा भयो भने 14 किलोमिटरबाट पनि यो के हुन्छ? ज्यादा हुन्छ। बुझेन? त यहाँ हामी दुईटा भेरिएबल सपोज गर्छौँ। लेट d with the distance, let d with the distance covered, let d with the distance covered, and let t be the time taken. Let t be the time taken. ठीक छ? Let d be the distance covered by the taxi and let t be the time taken by the taxi. ठीक छ? त यसमा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि टाइम जति ज्यादा भयो त्यति नै डिस्टेन्स ज्यादा हुँदै जान्छ। टाइम कम्ती भयो भने डिस्टेन्स पनि कम्ती हुन्छ हैन? टाइम ज्यादा भयो भने डिस्टेन्स पनि ज्यादा हुँदै जान्छ। बुझेन? यदि यो टाइम बेसी भयो भने डिस्टेन्स पनि बेसी हुन्छ, टाइम कम्ती भयो भने डिस्टेन्स पनि कम्ती हुन्छ। यो भयो डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन। त डी र टी मा कस्तो गरे भेरिएसन छ? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन छ। ठीक छ? डी र टी मा कस्तो गरे भेरिएसन छ अरे? डी र टी मा के छ? डाइरेक्ट भेरिएसन छ। ठीक छ? त अब हामी यहाँ के गर्छौं भन्दाखेरि t is proportional to d. त t is proportional to d चाहिँ हामी किन लेख्यौं भन्दाखेरि यदि t इन्क्रिज भयो भने d पनि इन्क्रिज हुन्छ, t डिक्रिज भयो भने d पनि के हुन्छ? डिक्रिज हुन्छ। जति बेसी समय लाग्छ त्यति नै डिस्टेन्स ज्यादा जान्छ नि त। त्यही कारणले गर्दा यो t र d मा कसको रिलेसन छ? t is in direct variation with d. Is it clear now? So next what will you do? t, this proportional sign should be converted into is equal to sign is equal to k into d. Is that clear to all of you? Now here within bracket you should write where k is a constant of variation. Where k is a constant of variation. Is that clear to all of you? Now here the value for t is given. What is the value for t? The value of t is given as 25. The 25 minutes ma kati distance cover garcha k into what is the value for d? It is 14. Is that clear? Or 25 by 14 is equal to k. That is, what is the value for k here? Your rough work here. Take sir. So what is the value for k here? K is equal to 25 by 14. So what is the constant of variation here? It is 25 by 15. Now you should find out the distance covered in 5 hours. 5 hours ma ta distance एकदमै ज्यादा जान्छ हैन? त यदि हामीले यो 25 मिनट्स मा निकालेको छौं भने यो आवर्स लाई पनि हामी मिनट्स मा लान्छौं. सो अब हामी के गर्छौं? d चाहिँ कति हो? What is the distance covered by the taxi? What is the distance covered by the taxi when t is equal to 5 hours? When t is equal to 5 hours. So, यो hours लाई हामी केमा लान्छौं? Minutes मा लान्छौं. 1 hour मा कति minutes? 60 minutes. So which is equal to 5 into 60. भनेपछि कति minutes भयो? 300. 5 zeros are 0, 5 6 are 30. So it is 300 minutes. So it is 300 minutes, right? So let us write down the relation now. So what is the relation here? T is equal to k into d. The relation here is t is equal to k into d, right? So next, or now what is the value for t here? T is equal to 5 hours. That means in minutes it is 300. 300 is equal to, what is the value for k in this case? K is equal to 25 by 14. It is 25 by 14. The value for k. यो k को value चाहिँ कति हाल्नु पर्छ? 25 by 14 हाल्नु into d लेख्ने. ठीक छ? So you can easily get the value of d in this case. Now cross multiply. Below 300 there is 1. Cross multiply by 1. This is 25d is equal to 300 into 14. Right? And now, what is the value for d now? d is equal to 300 into 14 divided by 25. So 25 ones are 25, 25 ones are 25, 50, 25 twos are 50. Or what is the value of d? 168. So what is the distance covered by the taxi in 5 hours? It is 168 kilometer, right? So therefore the answer is this is in kilometer, right? So distance covered by the taxi, distance covered by the taxi in 5 hours. In 5 hours is equal to 168 kilometer. So this is the final answer. So I think I've understood it. So if you can't understand it, you can repeat the video again and again. Okay. So I think you can understand it. So we'll do the next question now. So now we'll do the next question, that is 3 number 2. A box of sweets is divided among 24 children of class 1 of our school and they will get 5 sweets each. त के गरेछ एउटा स्कुलमा एउटा बक्स ल्यायो, मिठाईको बक्स, ठीक छ? अनि त्यो 24 चिल्ड्रेनलाई बाँड्दैछ. त प्रत्येक चिल्ड्रेनले चाहिँ कति कति पायो भन्ने भन्दैछ 5 स्वीट्स each will get 5 sweets. ओके, 24 जना नानीहरू छ, प्रत्येकले कति कति पाउँदैछ 5 sweets each. प्रत्येकले 5 वटा मिठाई पायो. Let us calculate by applying the theory of variation. हामीले theory of variation use गर्नुपर्छ. that is direct variation or inverse variation. Okay, how many sweets each would get if the number of children is reduced by 4? So applying the theory of variation, how many sweets each will get if the number of children is reduced by 4? यदि number of children चाहिँ 4 ले घटायो भने प्रत्येक नानीहरूले कति कति स्वीट पाउँछ भनेर भन्दैछ। अब 4 जना नानी घटिहाल्यो भने त प्रत्येकले अलिक पहिला भन्दा त ज्यादा पाउँछ नि त, हैन? अब नानीको संख्या घटेपछि त्यो जुन चाहिँ स्वीट छ त्यो स्वीट्सको संख्या पनि प्रत्येकले के हुन्छ, अलिक बेसी पाउँछ। ठीक छ? त यहाँ के हुँदैछ त यहाँ रफमा लेखौं, यदि 24 चिल्ड्रेन छ भने प्रत्येकले कति कति पाउँछ, प्रत्येकले 5 वटा स्वीट पाउँछ। यदि 24 चिल्ड्रेन, यो चाहिँ भयो चिल्ड्रेन, यो चाहिँ भयो स्वीट्स, यो चाहिँ भयो स्वीट्स, राइट? यो नम्बर अफ चिल्ड्रेन, त्यो चाहिँ नम्बर अफ स्वीट्स। त 24 चिल्ड्रेन छ भने 24 जना नानीहरू छन् भने प्रत्येक नानीहरूले कति कति स्वीट्स पाउँछ, 5 वटा स्वीट पाउँछ। अब क्वेशनले के भन्दैछ, सपोज द नम्बर अफ चिल्ड्रेन इज रिड्युस्ड बाई 4, रिड्युस्ड बाई 4, अब 4 जना घटेपछि कति भयो, 20 भयो। अब यदि नम्बर अफ चिल्ड्रेन 20 भयो भने प्रत्येकले कति पाउँछ त? अब यो नानीको संख्या घट्यो नि त, नानीको संख्या घट्यो भने नेचुरली यो 5 भन्दा त अलिक ज्यादा नै पाउँछ, हो कि हैन? यो 24 जना चिल्ड्रेन छ भने प्रत्येक नानीले 5 वटा पाउँदैछ, तर 20 जना नानीहरू मात्रै छ भने त यो 5 भन्दा त ज्यादा पाउँछ नि त। त यो के भयो, कसैले रिलेसन भयो, इन्भर्स रिलेसन भयो। ठीक छ? दिस इज इन इन्भर्स रिलेसन। यो चाहिँ बुझ्नुपर्छ तिमीले। यहाँ 24 जना नानीहरू ज्यादा भयो, प्रत्येकले 5 वटा मात्रै पायो। अब 20 जना घट्यो त प्रत्येक नानीहरूले अलिक 5 भन्दा त अलिक ज्यादा नै पाउँछ नि त, हैन? त यो चाहिँ कसैले रिलेसन भयो, इन्भर्स रिलेसन भयो। So I think you have understood it. So let us write down, let small n be the number of, let small n be the number of children. Let small n be the number of children, and let us write capital N be the number of sweets. Be the number of sweets, and let capital N be the number of sweets. Okay, so just now I told you that यदि 24 जना नानीहरू छ भने 5 वटा स्वीट मात्रै पाउँदैछ प्रत्येकले, तर नम्बर अफ चिल्ड्रेन घट्यो, 20 जना भयो भने त प्रत्येक नानीले 5 भन्दा त अलिक ज्यादा नै पाउँछ नि त। जति बेसी नानीहरू भयो त्यति नै कम्ती स्वीट्स पाउँछ, जति कम्ती नानीहरू त्यति नै ज्यादा स्वीट्स पाउँछ, हो कि हैन? त त्यही भइगयो यहाँ। सो नम्बर अफ चिल्ड्रेन र नम्बर अफ स्वीट्स दे आर इन्भर्सली प्रोपोर्सनल। So in this case we have assumed number of children as small n and number of sweets as capital N. So they are inverse variation. So they are of inverse relation. That is, how will you write it? N is proportional to 1 upon capital N. Is that clear to all of you? That is, number of children, that is small n, number of children is inversely proportional to the number of sweets. जति कम्ती नानीहरू भयो त्यति नै बेसी स्वीट्स पाउँछ प्रत्येक नानीहरूले, हैन? जति बेसी नानीहरू भयो त्यति नै कम्ती स्वीट्स पाउँछ प्रत्येक नानीहरूले, बुझ्यो? सो दे आर इन इन्भर्स रिलेसन, राइट? सो आई थिंक आई अन्डरस्टुड इट। सो व्हाट इज द मेथड अफ सल्भिङ इट? यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले इज इक्वल टुमा चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ। सो n इज इक्वल टु k इन्टु 1 upon n. So where k is a constant of variation, where k is a constant of variation, ठीक छ? त यहाँ के भयो, स्मल n र क्यापिटल N they are in inverse variation. That is, small n is inversely proportional to capital N. How will you write it? Small n proportional to 1 upon capital N. अब हामी के गर्नुपर्छ, जहिले पनि प्रब्लम गर्दा यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले इज इक्वल टुमा लानुपर्छ। त इज इक्वल टुमा लाने मेथड के हो? दिस राइट ह्यान्ड साइड सुड अलवेज बी मल्टिप्लाइड बाई सम कन्स्टेन्ट k. So where k is a constant of variation. Okay, so here the values are given when n is equal to 24, right? When n is equal to 24, when small n is equal to 24, capital N is equal to 5. Capital N is equal to what? It is 5. Okay, so let us put the value here. So therefore, what is n? Small n 24 is equal to k into 1 upon 5. Is that clear? Next, cross multiply. K is equal to 24 into 5, or k is equal to 120. Okay, now when n is equal to, when small n is equal to 20, what is the value for capital N? When the number of children is 20, how much sweet will each get? How much sweet will each children get? Okay, how much sweet each will get, you have to find it. So therefore, n is equal to k into 1 upon capital N, or what is the value for small n? It is 20 is equal to, what is k? What is the value for k? K is 120 into 1 upon capital N. Is that clear to all of you? जब number of children 20 छ भने प्रत्येक नानीहरुले कति कति स्वीट्स पाउँछ? If the number of children is 20, how much sweet will each child get? How much sweet will each child get when the number of children is 20? Okay, so let us find it now. Or 20 divided by 120 is taken to the left hand side. When 120 goes to the left hand side, you should write it in the denominator. 120 is equal to 1 upon n, right? So 21 are 20, 26 are 120. 26 are 120. Now cross multiply, that is capital N is equal to 6, right? So number of sweets each child would get is equal to, how much is that? 6. So number of sweets each child will get is equal to 6. So this is the final answer. So I think you have understood it, so you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now we'll do question number 3 of number 3. The question is, 50 villagers had taken 18 days to dig a pond. त 50 जना गाउँलेहरूले 18 दिन लाउँदैछ कुनै एउटा पन्ड भनेको पोखरी अथवा कुवा भनौं त्यो खन्नुलाई 50 जना भिलेजर्सहरूले कति दिन लगायो? 18 डेज लगाउँदैछ। त अब क्वेशनले के भन्दैछ? Let us calculate by using the theory of variation how many extra persons will be required to dig the pond in 15 days. So here question ke bhandecha, you have to apply the theory of variation such that how many extra persons will be required to dig the pond in 15 days. अब 15 दिनमै सक्नु पर्छ। त 15 दिनमै सक्नु हो भने अझै कति जना एक्स्ट्रा भिलेजर्सहरु थप्नु पर्छ भनेर सोध्दैछ हैन? त एउटा यहाँ के याद गर्नुपर्छ, what type of variation is here? थुप्रो मान्छे मिलेर गर्यो भने कम्ती दिनमा सक्छ हैन? थुप्रो मान्छे मिलेर गरेको छ भने कुनै एउटा काम कम्ती दिनमै सक्छ। तर कम्ती मान्छे छ भने कुनै एउटा काम गर्नलाई बेसी दिन लगाउँछ। त यसमा के भयो? बेसीको कम्ती भयो, कम्तीको बेसी भने यसलाई के भन्छ? इन्भर्स रिलेसन। बेसीको चाहिँ कम्ती हुँदैछ। जस्तै मैले भने थुप्रो मान्छे मिलेर गर्यो भने कुनै एउटा काम कम्ती दिनमै सक्छ। तर त्यही काम कम्ती मान्छे छ भने बेसी दिन लगाउँछ हैन? त यसमा के भयो? बेसीको कम्ती दिन भयो, कम्ती मान्छेको बेसी दिन भयो। त यसो काले भयो भने चाहिँ बेसी कम्ती कम्ती बेसी भयो भने चाहिँ के हुन्छ? That is known as the inverse relation. त यहाँ भन्दैछ 50 villages had taken 18 days to dig a pond. ओके, त 18 दिनमा 50 जना भिलेजर्सहरुले काम गर्दैछ, काम सक्छ. That means 18 days मा 50 भिलेजर्सले कुनै एउटा पन्ड खन्नु सक्छ, कुनै एउटा पोखरी अथवा कुनै एउटा कुवा खन्नु सक्छ, हैन? So by using theory of variation, how many extra persons will be required to dig the pond in 15 days? यदि त्यही काम 15 दिनमा सक्नु हो भने अझै कति एक्स्ट्रा पर्सन्स चाहिन्छ भनेर सोध्दैछ, हैन? त पहिला हामी के गर्नु पर्यो, यहाँ नम्बर अफ भिलेजर्स, हैन, रफमा लेख्ने भिलेजर्स, यहाँ चाहिँ अब नम्बर अफ डेज, हैन? त 50 भिलेजर्स क्यान डिग अ पन्ड इन हाउ मेनी डेज? 18 डेजमा सक्छ. 50 जना भिलेजरहरूले काम गर्यो भने 18 डेजमै काम सक्छ. त अब कति दिनमा सकाउनु भन्दैछ? 15 दिनमा सकाउनु हो भने त बेसी चाहियो नि त भिलेजेस. सो हाउ मेनी एक्स्ट्रा पर्सन्स विल बी रिक्वायर्ड टु डिग द पन्ड इन 15 डेज? यो क्वेसन मार्क भइगयो. ठीक छ, पहिला हामी के निकाल्यौं, यदि 18 दिनमा काम सक्दैछ 50 भिलेजर्सले, 15 दिनमा काम सक्छ कति जना भिलेजर्स चाहियो त्यो निकाल्नु पहिला. सो लेट small n be the number of villagers, and small d be the number of days, So what type of relation are there in between these two variables n and d? अघि नै मैले भने थुप्रो मान्छे मिलेर गरेको छ भने कम्ती दिनमा सक्छ, हैन? कम्ती मान्छे छ भने थुप्रो दिन लाग्छ. बेसीको कम्ती, कम्तीको बेसी हुँदैछ भने दिस आर नोन एज इन्भर्स रिलेसन. त n र d मा चाहिँ इन्भर्स रिलेसन. इन्भर्स रिलेसन हामी कसरी लेख्छौं? n is proportional to 1 upon d. Is that clear now? So I think you have understood it. अब के गर्नुपर्छ, जहिले पनि यो प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई हामीले केमा लानुपर्छ? इज इक्वल टु साइनमा लानुपर्छ. Or n is equal to k into 1 upon d, and within bracket you have to write down where k is a constant of variation. Where k is a constant of variation. Where k is a constant of variation. Is that clear to all of you? So always, if you change this proportional sign into equality sign, you have to multiply the right hand side by a constant k, and within bracket you should write where k is a constant of variation. यदि तिमीले एक्जाममा यो where k is a constant of variation भनेर लेखेन भने 1 मार्क्स काटिन्छ. याद गर्नु त्यो चाहिँ. बुझ्यौ? यो लेखेकै हुनुपर्छ where k is a constant of variation. ठीक छ? अब यहाँ क्वेशनमा के दिएको छ? n भनेको नम्बर अफ भिलेजर्स, हैन? n भनेको नम्बर अफ भिलेजर्स. when n is equal to 50, d is equal to कति भयो? 18 days. 50 जना भिलेजर्सले 18 दिनमा काम गरिसक्छ. भन्छ when n is equal to 50, d is equal to 18. When n is equal to 50, d is equal to 18. Okay? When n is equal to 50, d is equal to 18. So let us put the value in this relation. That is n is equal to k into 1 upon d, right? This is the relation. So here n is 50, here n is 50 is equal to k into, what is 1 upon d? It is 1 upon 18. Is that clear? So what is the value for k out here? So k is equal to 50 multiplied by 18. You can keep the value for k as it is, 50 into 18. Multiply नगर्दा पनि हुन्छ, त्यतिकै राख्दिनु. अब यहाँ के निकाल्नुपर्छ? n is equal to question mark. How many villagers are required to complete the work in 15 days, right? The 15 days मा काम सक्नु हो भने कति जना भिलेजर्स चाहियो त्यो निकाल्नु. So now n is equal to question mark when d is equal to 15, right? So let us write down the relation here. What is the relation here? n is equal to k into 1 upon d. Clear? So n is equal to, what is the value for k in this case? What is the constant of variation? What is the value for k? it is 50 into 18 into 1 upon d means 1 upon 15, right? So 15 and 50, 5 tens are 50, 5 threes are 15, 5 threes are 15, 5 tens are 50, 3 ones are 3, 3 6 are 18. That means n is equal to 60. So how many villagers are required to dig the pond in 15 days? It is 60 villagers. So how many extra persons will be required? So therefore write down 60 villagers. So 60 villagers are required. 60 villagers are required to dig the pond. To dig the pond in 15 days. But what is asked in the question? How many extra persons will be required? 50 villagers are already there. Now, new number of villagers is 60. So, how many extra villagers will be required? 60 minus 50. So, therefore, 60 minus 50 is equal to 10. So, how many extra villagers are required? 10. So, 10 extra persons. 10 extra persons will be required to dig the pond in how many days? In 15 days. So this is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. So we have done 3 problems out here and we did the theory portion. So you can revise all these problems and theory portion at home. Okay. So this much is for today. So try to understand it, right? So in the next class, we'll do more problems on this chapter, that is variation. Okay. So you can copy it.